The morning had been chaos from the start. Ethan Park sat in his car outside what he thought was Riverside Academy, his 3-year-old daughter Maya asleep in her car seat behind him. He'd been up since 4 a.m. handling a crisis with his company's European division, and now, at 8:15 a.m., he was running late for Maya's first day at her new preschool. At 36, Ethan had built Park Technologies into one of the most successful software companies in the Pacific Northwest. He'd achieved everything he'd set out to achieve professionally. But personally, life had been harder. Maya's mother, his wife of 5 years, had left when Maya was 6 months old. Decided motherhood wasn't for her. Decided being married to a workaholic CEO wasn't what she wanted. She'd walked away and never looked back. Since then, it had been just Ethan and Maya. And while he tried his best, he was constantly aware that his best often wasn't enough. He worked too much. He was always distracted. He'd gone through 4 nannies in 2 years because he was demanding and difficult, and Maya was spirited and strong-willed. This new preschool was supposed to be a fresh start. A place where Maya could socialize, learn, thrive. Except Ethan had been so focused on his work crisis that he'd grabbed the wrong address from his desk. He was at Sunshine Learning Center instead of Riverside Academy, and he didn't realize his mistake. He lifted Maya from her car seat, and she woke with a whimper. She was small for her age, with dark hair like his and her mother's light brown eyes. She'd been up late the night before, nervous about starting school, and now she was tired and cranky. "Come on, sweetheart. Let's get you inside." "Don't want to go," Maya mumbled against his shoulder. "I know, baby, but it's going to be fun. You'll make friends and play and learn." Inside, the school was bright and cheerful, with colorful decorations and the sound of children's laughter from nearby rooms. Ethan approached the front desk, where a woman in her 50s looked up with a smile. "Good morning. How can I help you?" "I'm Ethan Park. This is Maya. It's her first day." The woman consulted her computer, frowning slightly. "I don't see a Maya Park on our enrollment list for today." Ethan felt a spike of irritation. He'd paid the enrollment fees weeks ago. There must be a mistake. "Can you check again?" The woman did, then shook her head. "I'm sorry, sir. We don't have a registration for Maya Park. Are you sure you have the right school?" "Of course I'm sure." Ethan stopped, a horrible suspicion forming. He pulled out his phone and checked the address he'd saved. Then he checked the address on the building. They didn't match. "Oh, God," he said quietly. "I'm at the wrong school." The woman's expression softened with sympathy. "These things happen. Where were you supposed to be?" "Riverside Academy. It's on the other side of town." Ethan looked at his watch. His meeting with potential investors started in 40 minutes. There was no way he could drive across town, get Maya settled at the right school, and make it back for the meeting. I can't. I have a meeting I absolutely cannot miss. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help, but we can't accept children who aren't registered." "Dad, I'm tired," Maya whimpered. "Want to go home?" Ethan felt panic rising. This was exactly the kind of situation where he failed as a father, where his work obligations collided with Maya's needs and he had no idea how to balance them. "Is everything okay?" Ethan turned to find a young woman standing behind him. She was maybe mid-20s, with dark hair pulled into a high bun, wearing a simple beige tank top and casual pants. She had a warm, open face and concerned eyes. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I'm Sophia Martinez. I teach the 3-year-old class here." "We're at the wrong school," Ethan said, hearing the stress in his own voice. "I got the addresses confused and now I'm late and I don't know what to do." Sophia looked at Maya, who was hiding her face against Ethan's shoulder, then back at Ethan. "Where do you need to be?" "Riverside Academy. But I have a critical meeting in 40 minutes downtown. I can't take her there and make it to my meeting. But I can't miss this meeting. It's too important." "What if Maya stayed here for the day?" Sophia suggested. "I know she's not enrolled, but we have space in my class. She could join us just for today, and then you could pick her up after work and take her to the right school tomorrow." "You can do that. Let me check with my director." Sophia disappeared for a few minutes. then returned with an older woman who introduced herself as Mrs. Chen, the director. "Mr. Park, we can make this work for today as a courtesy. Tomorrow you'll need to take Maya to her correct school, but for today she's welcome to stay in Miss Martinez's class. We just need you to fill out some emergency contact forms." Ethan felt overwhelming relief. "Thank you. Thank you so much." He filled out the paperwork quickly, then tried to hand Maya over to Sophia, but Maya clung to him, suddenly crying. "No! Don't leave me! Don't want to stay! Maya, sweetheart, it's just for today. I'll come back. I promise. No!" Maya's cries grew louder. Other children were staring. Ethan felt his face flush with embarrassment and frustration. Sophia knelt down to Maya's level. "Hi, Maya. My name is Miss Sophia. I know you're scared. Starting a new place is really scary. But guess what? We have a really fun day planned. We're going to paint and read stories and have music time. And I make the best snack time. Ask anyone." "Don't want to," Maya sobbed. "That's okay. You don't have to want to. But your daddy has to go to work and you get to stay here with me. And I promise I'll take really good care of you. See that girl over there?" Sophia pointed to a little girl playing with blocks. "That's Emma. She was scared on her first day too, but now she loves it here. Want to meet her?" Maya peeked out from Ethan's shoulder. "She's playing with blocks." "She is. Do you like blocks?" A tiny nod. "Want to see our block area? We have so many blocks, all different colors." Slowly, reluctantly, Maya let Sophia take her hand. Ethan felt something in his chest tighten as his daughter walked away from him, still sniffling but distracted by the promise of blocks. "Thank you," he said to Sophia. Thank you. She'll be okay," Sophia assured him. "I'll take good care of her. You can call and check on her any time." Ethan made it to his meeting with 3 minutes to spare. He closed the deal with the investors, securing $15 million in additional funding for Park Technologies. It was a major win. But through the entire meeting, he kept thinking about Maya crying, about leaving her at a strange school with a teacher he didn't know. He called at lunchtime. Sophia answered, her voice warm. "She's doing great, Mr. Park. She cried for about 10 minutes after you left, then Emma showed her the blocks and she was fine. She painted a picture this morning, had a good lunch, and she's napping right now." "She's really okay?" "She's really okay. She's a sweet girl. A little shy, but she's warming up. Can I pick her up early? I'm done with my meetings by 3. "Of course. Pickup is any time after 3 p.m. Ethan arrived at 3:15 to find Sophia's classroom filled with afternoon light. Children were scattered around doing various activities, and there, on a colorful mat in a quiet corner, was Maya. She was curled up with her head resting on Sophia's lap, while Sophia gently rubbed her back. Maya appeared to be half asleep, completely content. Something about the scene made Ethan's breath catch. He couldn't remember the last time Maya had looked that peaceful, that secure. Sophia looked up and saw him. She smiled and gestured for him to wait a moment. She spoke quietly to Maya, waking her gently. "Your daddy's here, sweetheart." Maya blinked sleepily, then saw Ethan and scrambled up. "Daddy!" She ran to him and Ethan scooped her up, holding her tight. "Hi, baby. Did you have a good day?" "Uh-huh. Miss Sophia is nice. We painted and played blocks and she read us stories and she sings really pretty." "That sounds wonderful." Sophia approached, smiling. "She did great. She was a little overwhelmed a few times, but she recovered quickly. She's very resilient. Thank you for today. I know it wasn't what you signed up for." "It was my pleasure." "Maya's a delight." Sophia handed him a folder. "I sent home her artwork from today. And Mr. Park, when you take her to Riverside tomorrow, you might want to mention that she does better with transitions if she has something familiar with her. A stuffed animal or a blanket. Something from home." Ethan realized he hadn't thought of that. Hadn't thought of a lot of things, apparently. "That's good advice. Thank you." That night, as Ethan put Maya to bed, she talked non-stop about Miss Sophia and her day at school. About Emma and the blocks and the songs they sang. She was more animated than she'd been in months. "Can I go back tomorrow?" she asked as Ethan tucked her in. You're supposed to go to a different school, remember? Riverside Academy. Maya's face fell. But I like Miss Sophia's school. I know, sweetheart. But Miss Sophia's school was just for today. Riverside is where you're really enrolled. Don't want to go to Riverside. Want to stay with Miss Sophia? Ethan felt torn. He'd spent weeks researching preschools, had chosen Riverside for its academic reputation and structured curriculum. But Maya had never been excited about it. She'd been anxious, resistant. And today, at the wrong school, she'd thrived. The next morning, Ethan drove to Riverside Academy as planned. But when they pulled into the parking lot, Maya started crying. Please don't make me go. Want Miss Sophia? Please, Daddy. Ethan looked at his daughter's tears and made a decision. He turned the car around and drove to Sunshine Learning Center instead. Sophia looked surprised when they walked in. Mr. Park? I thought Maya was going to Riverside today. She was, but she asked to come here instead. Is there any way we could actually enroll her here properly? I know I should have made an appointment or called ahead, but let me get Mrs. Chen. 20 minutes later, the paperwork was done. Maya was officially enrolled at Sunshine Learning Center in Sophia's class. As Ethan prepared to leave, Maya hugged him without crying. Bye, Daddy. See you later. Over the next weeks, Maya flourished. She made friends. She came home every day telling Ethan about the things Miss Sophia had taught them. She started sleeping better, eating better, smiling more. And Ethan found himself thinking about Sophia Martinez more than was probably appropriate. About her warmth and patience. About the way she'd handled Maya's meltdown that first day. About how she always seemed to know exactly what Maya needed. He started arriving early for pickup, lingering to watch Sophia interact with the children. She was a natural teacher, attentive and creative, and genuinely invested in her students. And she was beautiful, though she seemed unaware of it. One afternoon, after all the other parents had picked up their children, Sophia approached him. Mr. Park, can we talk for a minute? Of course. Is something wrong with Maya? No, not at all. She's doing wonderfully. Sophia paused. But I wanted to mention that she talks about you a lot. About how you work all the time. About how you're always busy. And I get the sense that she misses you. Ethan felt defensive. I'm doing my best. Single parenting isn't easy. I know. I'm not criticizing. I'm sharing an observation. Maya adores you. She lights up when you walk in the room. But she also worries that work is more important to you than she is. It's not. She's everything to me. Then maybe find ways to show her that. Even small things. 10 minutes of focused attention where you're not checking your phone. A bedtime routine that's consistent. Small moments add up, Mr. Park. It should have felt like a reprimand. But Sophia's tone was gentle, concerned. She wasn't judging him. She was trying to help. You're right, Ethan admitted. I know you're right. I don't know how to balance it all. How to be the parent she needs and run my company. Start small. One thing at a time. Ethan took her advice. He started leaving work an hour earlier 3 days a week. He instituted a bedtime routine, bath, stories, songs. He put his phone away during dinner. And Maya blossomed even more, becoming more confident, more affectionate, more secure. 2 months after that chaotic first day, Ethan asked Sophia if he could take her to coffee as a thank you, just to show his appreciation for everything she'd done for Maya. Sophia hesitated. Mr. Park, I appreciate the offer, but I should probably decline. You're a parent of one of my students. It could be complicated. What if it's not about you being Maya's teacher? What if it's about me wanting to get to know you better? Sophia looked at him, surprised. You want to get to know me? Very much. These past 2 months, watching you with Maya, talking to you about parenting strategies, I've realized you're someone I want in my life. Not just as Maya's teacher, but as more. Mr. Park, Ethan, please call me Ethan. Sophia smiled. Ethan, I'm 25. You're a CEO. We're from completely different worlds. You're a dedicated teacher who genuinely cares about her students. I'm a father who's trying to do right by his daughter. Those worlds don't seem that different to me. They went to coffee, then to dinner, then to weekend outings where Sophia joined Ethan and Maya at the park, or the zoo, or the children's museum. Maya was thrilled to have Miss Sophia in her life outside of school, too. 6 months after that first day, Sophia officially became more than Maya's teacher. She became Ethan's girlfriend, his partner, the woman who'd accidentally walked into their lives when Ethan had made the wrong turn. A year later, Ethan proposed. He did it at Sunshine Learning Center after school hours with Maya's help. They decorated Sophia's classroom with flowers and photos, and Maya presented her with a ring saying, "Will you be my mommy for real?" Sophia cried and said yes. On their wedding day, Maya was the flower girl. During the reception, Sophia told the story of how they'd met. "Ethan showed up at the wrong school," she explained to their laughing guests. Completely stressed, totally lost, holding this scared little girl. And I thought, these two need help. I had no idea that helping them that day would change my entire life. I had no idea that getting lost would lead me to exactly where I needed to be, Ethan added, pulling both Sophia and Maya close. Years later, when people asked how they met, they'd tell the story of the wrong school, of a CEO too busy to double-check an address, of a little girl who'd connected instantly with a teacher who saw her, of how sometimes the biggest mistakes lead to the best outcomes. Ethan had meant to take Maya to Riverside Academy that day. Instead, he'd ended up at Sunshine Learning Center. The wrong school, the wrong address, the wrong place. Except it had been exactly the right place all along. Sometimes getting lost is how you find home. Sometimes the wrong school is where you meet the right person. And sometimes a mistake isn't a mistake at all. It's just life redirecting you toward exactly where you were always meant to be.